My love, there comes a moment in life when the weight of unspoken truth grows so heavy that the silence itself becomes unbearable. For me, that moment has arrived, and I can no longer pretend that carrying this alone is an act of strength. As I sit with my thoughts and try to shape them into words, my heart races and my hands tremble, not because I doubt what I feel, but because of how deeply it matters to me that you understand. Finding the right words feels almost impossible, yet staying silent feels even more wrong. What I am about to share is not easy. It is something I have wrestled with privately for a long time, something I've turned over in my mind again and again, hoping it might somehow quiet itself or fade away. It never did. Instead, it grew stronger, deeper, and more present with every passing day. The fear of how you might react, of what this truth might change between us, has kept me quiet far longer than I should have allowed. But you deserve honesty, real honesty, even when it's uncomfortable or frightening. You deserve to know what lives in my heart. You have always deserved the truth from me, not a softened version of it, not fragments, and not silence disguised as protection. Today, I am choosing to be brave enough to give you that truth fully. This is not a casual confession or a passing thought, it is the most significant and vulnerable thing I have ever had to say out loud. Sharing this feels like standing completely exposed, without armor, without defenses, trusting that my sincerity will speak for itself. I know, deeply, that what I'm about to say could change everything between us. That realization terrifies me more than I can adequately explain. The idea of shifting what we have, of risking the bond we've built, makes my chest tighten with fear. Please believe me when I say this is not about wanting to hurt you, disrupt your life, or damage what we've created together. It has never been about selfishness or recklessness. It is about finally freeing myself from the silence that has weighed so heavily on my soul and honoring you with the truth you deserve. Holding this inside has been exhausting in ways I didn't expect. Silence can feel safe at first, like a shield, but over time it becomes a prison. My vulnerability may introduce uncertainty, and I know that uncertainty can be uncomfortable, even frightening. Still, I hope with everything in me that it won't push you away. All I ask is that you hear me out, that you look beyond the fear of the unknown and see my heart clearly. Everything I'm saying comes from a place of deep love, respect, and genuine care for you. The truth is this: I have been holding back feelings that have quietly, persistently consumed me. They didn't appear suddenly or recklessly. They grew slowly, almost imperceptibly, woven into shared moments and subtle emotions. Every glance we've exchanged, every quiet conversation, every laugh, every pause filled with unspoken understanding, it all led me here. I tried to ignore it. I tried to rationalize it away. But feelings like these do not disappear simply because we ask them to. They wait, patient and insistent, until we finally acknowledge them. There came a point when I realized that denying these feelings wasn't protecting either of us, it was only distancing me from myself. I reached a place where silence felt like a betrayal of my heart and, in a way, of you. I cannot continue pretending that what I feel doesn't exist. Fear has had its hold on me long enough, and I refuse to let it keep me silent any longer. So here it is, raw and unfiltered, spoken with honesty and intention. I want to be close to you, closer than we have ever been before. Not just physically or emotionally in small, safe ways, but in a way that feels whole and complete. I want to share a connection that transcends words, something so deep and profound that it feels as though our souls recognize one another. This isn't about impulse, it's about depth, presence, and meaning. Please don't hate me for confessing this, for revealing such a vulnerable part of myself to you. I know how heavy confessions can feel, especially when they arrive unexpectedly. This isn't simply about desire or longing, it's about what you mean to me at the core of who I am. You are not just someone I care about, you are someone I trust with my thoughts, my fears, my hopes, and my truth. That level of trust is rare, and I don't give it lightly. I long to open every part of my heart to you, not selectively, not cautiously, but fully. I want you to see me exactly as I am, without masks or guarded edges. This feeling isn't fleeting, and it isn't driven by momentary emotion. It is something deeper, rooted in connection and understanding. It lives in the way you make me feel safe simply by being yourself, in the way you see me without judgment, and in the way your presence brings a sense of calm and belonging I didn't even know I was missing. You have a way of making me feel seen, truly seen, in ways I've never experienced before. Your presence draws out a vulnerability in me that I've never shared with anyone else, not because I couldn't, but because I never felt ready. With you, that readiness arrived naturally, without force. I know this confession may come as a surprise, and I hope my honesty doesn't overwhelm you or make you feel pressured in any way. That is not my intention. I only reached this point because keeping it inside became more painful than the fear of speaking it aloud. You mean too much to me to allow fear to dictate my actions any longer. Whatever happens next, whatever path this leads us down, I want you to know that this confession comes from a place of deep respect, trust, and love. I am not asking for answers or decisions right now. I am simply offering you my truth, openly and sincerely. You matter to me more than I can adequately put into words, and I couldn't go another moment without sharing how deeply I feel. Now that you know, I hope you can see my honesty for what it truly is, a leap of faith. Trusting someone with your heart is one of the bravest things a person can do, and sharing this with you required courage I didn't know I possessed until now. I understand completely if this feels sudden, heavy, or even overwhelming. I would never blame you for needing time to process what I've said. Emotions like these deserve space, reflection, and care. All I ask is that you don't shut me out. Please don't mistake my vulnerability for pressure or expectation. This is simply me, standing honestly in front of you, letting you see every fragile and sincere part of who I am. I am not demanding anything, I am offering transparency and trust, even though doing so leaves me exposed. I have held these feelings inside for so long, not because I doubted you, but because I feared losing what we already have. What we share matters deeply to me, and the idea of risking it was terrifying. Yet, somewhere along the way, I realized that real connection cannot thrive on silence. I believe in us, in what we are now and in what we could become, whatever shape that may take. You mean more to me than I can easily express. I want to be part of your world in every way that feels right and meaningful. Not just in passing moments or surface-level interactions, but in ways that are deep, intentional, and sincere. I want to know you fully and allow myself to be known in return. That desire comes from a place of genuine care, not impulse or expectation. That is why I couldn't keep this to myself any longer. Silence was no longer an option without sacrificing something essential within me. No matter where this leads us, please know that I care for you deeply and sincerely. My heart is fully in this moment, in this truth, and in the respect I hold for you. I hope that, in time, you will see just how much this connection means to me, and how carefully, thoughtfully, and lovingly these words were chosen.